What's up, everybody? Astro Creep 1983 here. I'm doing a special interview this evening. This has been something that Ted and I have been talking about all summer, and I wanted to take an opportunity to talk to my cousin Ted to see kind of what drives him and what motivates him to do his channel and what motivates him to eat these peppers and to test these wonderful things that he does. So it's going to be a good opportunity for everybody to get kind of a first-hand view of what's going on with Ted. So we're going to flip it over to him and we're going to ask him some questions. Alright, everybody, I got Ted the Fire-Breathing Idiot here with me this evening. We're in beautiful North Idaho at the family property doing a camp out. Ted's been doing some reviews. He's had me do a couple reviews, and I just want to talk to Ted for a few minutes and just get his perspective on some of the things that he does and just kind of do a one-on-one with him. Maybe answer some of the questions that you guys out there have had for a few years and see if we can get some answers from Ted. So, Ted, the first question I want to ask you, buddy. Years ago, you started, when you lived in Pullman, you started growing chili peppers. You first started getting into the pepper business. You had me eat one of your ghost chili peppers, which I totally didn't expect to eat. What got you into it originally? What was your drive?
Well, I saw Tosh.0, and I saw different idiots eating these chilies on the internet, and I thought, well, I'm gonna grow one of these, and I'm going to feed them to my friends and my family. And you were the first guinea pig I had. And after a while, nobody would eat them anymore. They started saying, no, you won't even eat them. Why should I? So I decided I was going to eat it. And I did. And I got hooked on the endorphin rush and the dopamine going into my brain. And then it just blew up from there, and I was just hoping that one day I would be on TV. I had little goals and baby steps, and my first step was to see if I could get on TV. And then we keep creating higher and higher goals. And now it's to be the president of America.
Well, Ted, first off, I want to congratulate you on your 20,000 subscribers, dude. Congratulations on that. That's a pretty huge achievement with YouTube.
Especially just eating chilies.
Exactly. The next question I had for you is, starting out at the very beginning, again, like we said, you know, when you lived in Pullman, you did have some chili plants, and I remember you posting pictures on YouTube. You had all sorts of different types of chili plants growing. What was your drive to do that, and what type of peppers were what was the first experimental peppers you started growing?
I never really had any experimental stuff. That wasn't really big back then. There wasn't a lot of backyard growers or the hobbyists that were crossing Super Hots, because Super Hots were new on the scene. But I grew ghost chilies I got from the UK from Gerald Fowler, some Naga Vipers. I grew red Savina habaneros, yellow 7-pots. And because I was growing in Pullman, we had hot summers, and I had a rocky backyard, and I would put them in black pots, and I did pretty good at it. I grew some Nagas, and I did pretty good, and I just wanted to torture people with them.
Which you did. I can attest to that.
Yes.
I do remember when you first set up and you started doing peppers, you sent me a photo. I believe it was to my iPhone in a text message. You actually went all out. It was in the middle of winter. You started growing some strains, and you actually built into a greenhouse. Is there anything that you can go into detail? If you got somebody out there that's wanting to start maybe the hobby of growing peppers, do you got any advice for them, the way to start it up, the best way to maybe start it up, seasonal preferences, anything like that?
I am definitely not an expert when it comes to growing. I never claimed to be, but there's a website called thechiligrower.com. It's owned by Mike McDermott, owns Old Bar Nursery. The best growers in the world go there and trade information. They welcome new people. Butch Taylor is a member, Neil Smith from the Hippie Seed Company, Marcel DeWitt. These guys are all big players in the chili world, and they're all members, and they help newbies. But if you're going to start, you always want to start several months before the season. Like Pullman, Washington, we have a long, hard winter, so I would always start growing in like November by seed. I would germinate my seeds, and I had germination pads. Heat the soil. I germinated mine in soil. Some people don't do that. They'll do them in petri dishes or Ziploc bags. But I wasn't that good. I was a novice, so I just did it in soil. But I had like an 80% germination rate, which was really unheard of for a first-time grower.
Yeah, you did. You had a lot of success with your first couple pots. I actually have 3 bottles of your original first batch peppers that you ever grew in my fridge right now. And I've been letting them steep and get hot and, let that capsaicin soak in, and I'm excited to tear into those. Now, as far as growing chili peppers, I know that you had mentioned to me at one point in time there was something very, very important near the end of the growing cycle. There's a little trick that if you want your peppers to come ultra hot, what do?
You starve them. You stress the chili plant. A lot of times when it's hot, you starve them for water. You'll see the plants start to wilt a little bit. Then you give them the water, they come back. You just keep doing that over and over. I, at one time, had like 35 plants, and I was stressing them really hard. I lost 3 plants. They can die, but it will cause the plants to produce a hotter chili. It's kind of like what happens in places like New Mexico, Australia, down in the South, places where the hottest chilies come from. The hottest chilies I've ever had have come from the South, like Georgia, and the natural climates will do it. That hot, swampy weather, not getting rain for a while. And you can do it in your backyard yourself.
Awesome. Well, with all that being said, 20,000 subscribers, again, man, that's a huge success, and I congratulate you on that. I think that's an awesome thing that you've accomplished. What would you say, what advice would you give to anybody wanting to get into, trying out Super Hots? Do you have like basically a chain of command of peppers that you would suggest to start out with to work your way up to a Super Hot like a ghost pepper?
The first thing I would do, if we don't need any more chili reviewers on YouTube, let me get that out there. It's flooded. But if you really want to do it, if you really want to get into eating Super Hots, I'm not going to stop you. I'll help you if you contact me. But first, go to your local grocery store. You can always find jalapenos. The jalapeno is very easy to find, and just bite into one and see if you can handle that. And it's going to be bitter because of all the seeds and the placental tissue. And then move your way up to a serrano. They have those in the grocery store. They're easy to get a hold of. Go up into cayennes, and then get in the ahis and the fatales and the habaneros. And once you can eat a couple habaneros without flinching, you're ready for a Super Hot, like a ghost chili or Naga 7-pot.
Awesome. Well, there's been some other things that you've done in your YouTube career that have piqued a lot of interest of people out there, and you've done cinnamon challenges, you've done milk challenges, you've done, oh man, just you name it. I mean, I've seen you do a lot. I
fail all of them.
I've seen you do a lot of shit. What was the drive behind those? Was it just to get out there and see if you could do it, or what's the story behind that?
Well, I idolize a guy that you all know, the LA Beast, and I see him do these challenges, and he makes them look like cakewalk. And I just wanted to kind of do what he did, and now it's kind of a running joke. Oh, Ted's going to do a challenge. How bad's he going to fail on this one? Like later tomorrow, I'm going to do Vegemite, and we all know that's going to be a big fail. But
and just so all you folks out there know, Vegemite is basically a yeast peanut butter. It is something that's going to be hellacious, and I feel very sorry for the man eating it. Just got to throw that out there to you. Well, Ted, I just want to congratulate you, man, on the 20,000 subscribers, and I thank you for taking the time with me tonight and just kind of giving a shout out to all the pepper companies that you do, business with, especially Hippie Seed Company. I have seen a lot of their stuff, and the guy is just down to earth, and I know he's real approachable and he's really easy to talk to. So, is there anybody that you would really want to give a shout out to and say thanks for getting you in the career and helping you move forward in the pepper world? Because I know that this to you is a career. It's something that you do for pleasure for yourself, but it's also something that you do because you really truly enjoy it.
there's so many people to thank. I mean, the number one is my fans and subscribers, because when you're on YouTube, you're nothing without your fans and subscribers, because they're the ones that watch your videos. And for anyone that's going to make YouTube videos, I mean, 20,000 subscribers to me is a big deal. I mean, I accomplished something to myself, but because I just do dumb things, some challenges, eat some chilies, I talk, but I never even thought I would have 1,000. And I'm just a little minnow. I mean, there's guys out there with millions of subscribers. I'm a peon to them. But the people to thank would be like the LA Beast. I mean, he's helped me. Even though the guy doesn't like me and I don't like him, Shoe Nice, I'd have to thank him. And I know that I'm going to get some hate for saying that, but it's a fact. My wife has supported me more than anyone, my family. It's just, you don't, this isn't a one-man show. You just don't do this on your own. There's always somebody helping you somewhere in the background.
There's a lot in the background that happens, isn't there?
Yeah, because, I mean, I have hot sauce companies sending me product to review. I have chili companies sending me chilies. I mean, the guy Jim Duffy I worked with last year, I did a lot of reviews for him, and even though he kind of takes credit for making me who I am, that didn't happen. But he did help me, just as much as I helped him get his name out there more. So.
And Chili Pepper Pete, was he a big part? You know, I know that we lost him, you know, within the last couple of years, and I know that was a really big hit to the chili industry, and a lot of people took it really hard. I know that you did a little stint in the UK. You went over to a really awesome chili festival and met some really great people, and nobody will ever forget that poor son of a bitch that drank that jug of shit, and it damn near killed him. But
yeah, how
did Chili Pepper Pete affect your overall everything? I mean,
Miranda and Chili Pepper Pete send me products over, and when they brought me over to the UK, that's where I got to bond with a lot of fans, and they didn't become my fans anymore. They were friends, and I look at them as friends, and that really kind of took me to the next level with having international fans and stuff. I think that I'm more known in other countries than in international than I am here in the States. I mean, my subscribership is more international than it is here at home.
Well, that's awesome, Ted. And again, I'd like to thank you, buddy, for taking the time to do this interview. I know that there's a lot of people out there that probably have a lot more questions for you, but I know that we could at least narrow down this to just some questions and kind of just find out where you got your roots from. And we all appreciate your time. We appreciate the videos that you do. And we can't say thank you enough for giving us the advice and being so open to anybody that has questions. You are great about answering replies and reviews. So.
Oh, yeah, I'm an open book, whatever anyone wants to know.
Well, please check out Ted the Fire Breathing Idiot if you haven't. I'm sure you have, but he's a great guy and dear family member, dear friend to me. And without this man, you know, I wouldn't even be doing videos on YouTube. So, Ted, thank you again, and congratulations on your 20,000 subscribers, buddy.
Well, thank you.
You bet.
You're going to get there someday.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, man, and we appreciate the interview.
Later.
Peace out.